I did not have the budget or time to make a Halloween themed intro or even put on a costume. It's Halloween! Which means I gotta talk about something spooky. But here's the thing, I barely play any horror games, and I mainly, with quotation mark by the way, mainly play Nintendo games. What? Look at these. Those are for babies. These games aren't scary. And that's why I'm gonna talk about my favorite scary slash eerie slash creepy moments in video games. In no particular order too, this isn't a ranking video. And let's start with the one that I experienced recently. If you're unfamiliar with Cuphead, it's a classic run-and-gun action game heavily focused on boss battles, inspired by cartoons of the 1930s. It is just pure eye candy. And the soundtrack... Mwah, chef's kiss. So unless you're a game journalist, nobody should find this game scary. Well, that was until the DLC came out. The DLC adds a new island to the game, Inkwell Isle 4. And on this island there is a tiny graveyard that's a part of a puzzle. Once you solve it, the middle gravestone will start glowing. If you interact with it, the game will kindly ask you if you want to take a nap. In a graveyard. What can possibly go wrong? The Angel and Demon. Well, on the surface these guys don't look very scary, and I agree. It's not the looks that make them creepy, it's literally everything else surrounding their fight. Let's start with the music. Throughout the entirety of Cuphead, you've been listening to jazz, early big band, and ragtime music. But this is what you'll hear in the Angel and Demon fight. Not to mention that the music doesn't reset when you die, it just keeps going. Now the arena where you fight them in is in what I would assume to be Cuphead's mind, because you'll get an achievement called Survive the Nightmare for beating them. You'll also upgrade the Broken Relic into the Cursed Relic, and if you equip it as your charm, some really unsettling music will start playing. And is that Satan's skeleton holding the f***ing arena you're standing on? And lastly, the sounds they make are just creepy. Like, whose idea was it to make the angel sound creepier than the demon? While the demon makes growling and roaring sounds, the angel does that. And lastly, let's take a look at that death quote. In short, the angel and demon are an incredibly creepy secret boss and unexpected to be in a game like Cuphead. And I love it. But before I move on, I just want to say, a graveyard puzzle falling asleep in said graveyard and coming across something creepy and unexpected. Luigi's Mansion 4 devs? Take notes. Make Luigi's Mansion actually scarier again, you fucking cowards. Imagine being trapped on a spaceship where floating deadly parasites who can steal their prey's body and memories broke out of captivity and have infected everything and everyone, including you. Though you were fortunate to survive at the cost of your very, very powerful power suit. With that infected suit becoming sentient and doing everything it can to hunt you down and kill you specifically. Metroid Fusion's SAX scared the actual f out of me when I first played it, like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie about it. Especially because I had the previous games under my belt. Whether you consider other M canon or not, it literally does not matter because Samus is very powerful at the end of both of these games. So I knew how strong this thing was. I knew what weapons it had. I knew what gadgets it could use to find your little ass and send you to heaven with same-day delivery. And that intro cutscene, man, oh my god. The way it zooms in on its soulless f***ing face still creeps me out. And that exact same shot what got remade in Dread's intro cutscene, and it's really good for thumbnails, let me tell you. What I don't love though is that the more and more I played Fusion, the more I realized how scripted the SAX encounters were, which made it less and less scary. But the concept of the SAX still creeps me out and was fully realized 19 years later in Metroid Dread. Oh, and speaking of Metroid Dread, the EMMIs for Metroid Dread are basically just the SAX, but their encounters are mostly unscripted, and instead of a demon version of Samus, it's a fucking murder robot made of, quote, the strongest stuff in the universe. And once they catch you, they stab you in the throat and the lights go out. And the one thing that makes the EMMI so fucking scary as a concept and in game is once you enter their territory, they can hear you and pretty much know exactly where you are. Even when you're trying to make as little noise as possible, heck, you could be tiptoeing your way through these metal corridors. It doesn't matter. They knew from the moment you stepped into their home. Somewhere deep in the beautiful ponds of the perplexing pool lies the entrance to a cave that every future PNF 404 explorer knows not to go to. They say that this cave is nothing but narrow hallways that are submerged in water. If anyone who dares to enter this place spends more than 5 minutes in here, they will be greeted by an angry Flintstones car who just happens to be just as wide as the hallways. So better start fucking running. Oh, and the cave is also filled with a bunch of hazards like electricity, spiders, frogs that would like to sit on you, poison, and explosives falling from the ceiling. But on the bright side, the local wildlife isn't safe either. When he appears, everyone should be running. It's every man for himself. And to all my fellow Pikmin 2 enjoyers out there, I think we all remember our first encounter with the WaterWraith, right? Because I sure do. And let me tell you that this guy, unlike every other demon that I've mentioned in this video, has never lost his fear factor for me. It doesn't matter how many times I replayed this absolute masterpiece of a game, I will always get some goosebumps when he appears. I would even say he's scarier after you see him for the first time. Because after that, you know he's coming. You know you only have 5 minutes before you're gonna have to start running. And for the people who are unfamiliar with this thing, surprise surprise, it's immortal. You can only damage this thing with purple Pikmin. Now you can only enter this cave with blue Pikmin, so where do you find purples? All the way at the bottom of the cave. So unless you're built like Jabba the Hutt, you're gonna be running away from an angry rolling pin that will chase you down until you're a flat pancake of blood and feces. God damn, I love this game. And that was the end of this little Halloween video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And let me know your picks for scary parts in video games. I would love to read them, and it also helps in the algorithm and stuff. I also have a Q&A poll open for hitting 1.5k subs. So if you want to help me out to make that Q&A video longer than 1 minute, I would appreciate that. And with that said, thanks for watching. See you in 3 months. Bye bye.